So in today's session, we are gonna learn about the collections. So what is the collections in Java? So collections are nothing but collections is a framework which is provided by Java programming language. So what is meant by framework? This framework is nothing but, so for example, so if you have gone to any marriage, so there you will see the frames. So what the kind of frames that you have seen? So nothing but, let us assume that a stage has been decorated with n number of things, with flowers, balloons, or some god statues, or elephants, peacocks, whatever the things that you have seen. It is all a complete framework. So likewise, in the Java point of view, this collections is a framework which provides many interfaces and their implemented classes. In these collections, it acts as a framework, so which holds n number of interfaces. So these all interfaces combined, which combined, and their unimplemented classes and implemented classes combined to create this framework. What happens if you decorate entire stage with only flowers? So where human beings will go and sit on the stage. So you will allocate some chairs or some things to discuss there or sit there, right? So likewise, and coming to this collections framework, it is a set of interfaces and set of classes in order to store a group of objects. So what is meant by objects? Group of objects are nothing but group of data that you are gonna give to them, or elements that you want to allocate to a variable. So this set of all the things are included in these collections. So let us take down the sentence. Collection is a framework provided by Java. This framework Yeah. So this is the entire definition where you can describe about the collections. Describe about the collections. So when coming to this, what is that arrays? So arrays is somewhat similar with collections, but in arrays, as I mentioned in the sentence, arrays is a what is that a database or something like that. Array is a group of where you can store a group of elements of a single data type. So likewise in collections also, yes, of course we can store the single data type values, but there in arrays there are fixed number of what is that storing elements or storing capacity. But when coming to the collections, there is no limitations. There is no limitations. So what is meant by this limitations keyword? So for example, let us take in website. So I am running my own website, clothing website. So in that clothing website, I only give permissions for only 10,000 users. So only 10,000 users can create an account and can log in into that account and can order the things from my website. Whereas if you take the example of IRCTC, anyone in the world can log into that IRCTC using the Aadhaar card or PAN card, so whatever the KYC which was available there due to their comfort zone. Yes, of course they can log into that and book the tickets from wherever they are. Okay, so this IRCTC users, which is more, 1,000 times more than compared to my website. I only kept 10,000 limitations. Why? Because I am a just new what is that e-commerce website, and it was a new website, so I don't think so more than 10,000 people will come and shop in there. So that's the reason I only given 10,000 permissions for the users. I have set the limit. But for the IRCTC, as it is a government portal, so each and everyone in this entire India or in the world can log in into that IRCTC and can book their tickets. So you can't define how many users are what is that, you can't predict how many users can log in at the same time. More pipelines that need to be generated there at that particular time. So when coming to these collections, likewise you can store n number of, there will be no limitations of storing the elements in that. The only data that you can give, the only data that you can save, yes, of course you can allocate 100 number of elements, 2000 number of elements, 10,000 number of elements. Yes, of course it can store in a single element. single variable. Okay, so when coming to this collections thing, you must have to be aware of what is the static data and the dynamic data. So please remember this one. So in your AEM also you will see these keywords static and dynamic. So in most of the software scenarios you will find the static and dynamic things, not the data. With that we will call it as static template and dynamic template, or static component or so dynamic component, so we will call like that. Okay, so what is the difference between static and dynamic? So static is nothing but the constant data. So what is meant by constant data? So today is Wednesday, so after 7 days the same Wednesday will be repeated, or after 7 days the Saturday will come, no, right? Or after 7 days Monday, no. So this is the static data, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the order also static. Static is nothing but you can define that one with the constant data, which cannot be editable, by your end. But government can change the rules if happens, but you as a person, you as a user, you can't change Wednesday to keep after Monday, or else Saturday after Monday, or Sunday after Wednesday. You can't change the data. It was a constant data. Static data is nothing but it was a constant data which is can't editable by your end. But when coming to this dynamic data, you can simply say number of working days that you are working in a week. So nothing but in this week I am working for only Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So Monday and Tuesday is my week's holidays. It was not a static data for my company. So they will mark me as an absent on Monday and Tuesday. Why? Because I am on leave. But the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the dates have not been changed. They are constant dates. But my presence here is being changed from week to week. Last week I have attended the office from Monday to Friday. But this week my attendance was dropped down to Wednesday and Friday. Dynamic data. It was not constant. Dynamic data, inconsistent. Okay, so yes, of course. So then the collections introduction and collections theory was done now. So now let us go to the structure, the hierarchy of the collection. So how it was formed, and what are the interfaces that are included in the collections framework, and what are the classes that follow that interfaces, or what are the classes that implements that interfaces. So we need to learn those things. So for that, so let me open one thing. So interfaces provided by collections. So don't worry about this diagram. So already I have provided this diagram in the notes, and as well as I will provide you these pictures in the Google Drive as well. So for your understanding, I will explain the things using this referring this image. So when coming to this collection framework, as I told you, collections is a framework. You can see the orange box over here. So this collection framework is divided into two interfaces. One is collection interface and another one is map interface. Collection interface and map interface. And again, this collection interface was divided into three interfaces, as you are seeing here: list, set and queue. So first of all, we need to learn list. So the order of learning is, so first we learn about list, and then we learn about queue, and then we learn about map. So once you are aware of map, so no need to go that much deeper about set. So both will be similar. Okay, so if you are good enough with the list, the first pillars that you have to learn in the collections is list: vector, stack, array list, linked list. So these are the classes. So yes, of course I will show you that in the next slide. So first of all, try to understand this hierarchy. Okay, interfaces provided by collections. So now let us decode the hierarchy of collection interface. So please don't get confused on the structure that I am showing here. So first of all, the red arrows is the extends keyword. You all guys are aware of what is an extend keyword. In the inheritance concept, extend keyword is a relationship between a class and a class. At the same time, in the collections point of view, if there are two interfaces also, it will extends. Two interfaces extends, two classes extends, but one class, one interface will implements. Okay, So you can see the dotted lines here, the black color line is implements, which represents implements keyword. Okay, so first of all let us see. So iterable, it is an interface. So most of the times you are not using this iterable thing, you will use only list, queue, set or collections interface. So for your understanding, for more deeper, so I am giving you that thing as well, iterable interface. So when coming to this iterable interface, so it again prolongs to the collection interface. Extends, arrow mark, collection interface. Now this collection interface extends list interface, queue interface and set interface. These are the three interfaces that I have shown in the previous slide. So now let us discuss about the list interface. When coming to this list interface, there are four classes. What are the classes? The blue boxes here in this picture are represented as the classes. The green one are the interfaces. The blue one, array list, is a class which utilize the rules of the list interface. Now, the linked list is a class which obey the rules, unimplemented methods of the interface list. The vector is a class which implements list interface. So stack is also a class which implements list interface but also can extend the vector class. So you can see the red arrow mark there from the stack and the vector. You can go through that. So don't get confused, it was not in first day to do wonders. So it will take time for you all guys to understand this thing. So if you keep on practicing the things, it will happen for you. So now let us go with the queue interface. And coming to this queue interface, there is another interface called DQ. So I will tell you the importance of this interface when we are discussing about array DQ class. So you can see that DQ interface, red line extends. Here array DQ class, dotted lines. Dotted lines means implements DQ interface. But you can see the linked list is a class which can follow the rules of the list interface. At the same time, it can follow the queue interface rules as well. Linked list has an opportunity to obey two interfaces. One is list interface and queue interface. And then we have priority queue. It is also a class which implements queue interface. And then at last we have set interface. So set interface will extend sorted set and navigable set. So these are the two interfaces that set will extends. In other hand, it implements the class of hash set, and hash set will implement the linked hash set. So if you clearly observe this set interface, so if you separate this set and create a map interface, the same names, hash map, instead of hash set there will be hash map, instead of linked hash set there will be linked hash map, instead of tree set it will have tree map, and I will show you the things. So that's the reason I will take down the things easier for you while I am explaining the process of collections. When I am explaining the topics of collections, I will go through it clearly, pin to pin, and I will explain what is the meaning or what is the thing that you want to convey in this process or in this order. So you will get to know how the things will be happen in the step by step. So that's the reason I just want to take down the list interface today. So tomorrow I will take down the queue, and day after tomorrow I will take down the map and set interface. So this is a schedule that I have taken down. So if you are aware of this set interface, then if you watch the map interface, see, one second. So 1 second. So if you go through this map interface, you can see the same names instead of hash set. So we have hash map. Instead of linked hash set, we have linked hash map. So instead of tree set, we have tree map. So they are similar. They are like twins. Sorted set, sorted map. Navigable set, navigable map. And we have another extra class which is not included in the set interface. It was hash table. So these are the things I just want to show you. So I will provide these all images for you. So now let us take down the classes. The classes provided by collections framework. So the blue color things, so whatever you are seeing here, the array list, linked list, vector stack are from the list interface. So when coming to this array queue, priority queue, and we have array DQ as well. So it was not included in this list. Yes, of course you can include that list in that list. Yellow one is from queue interface. The purple hash set, linked hash set, tree set are the classes, predefined classes that we utilize using the interface set. So if you see here, you can see here hash set, hash map, linked hash set, linked hash map, tree set and tree map. The only thing that you must have to remember is hash table when coming to this map interface. And collections is one predefined class, so don't go that much deeper with that. So as of course this will be useful for you. So these are the things that are useful for you. Okay, so now let us take down the things. So now let us, as I inform you, so let us take down the array list first, or let us take down the vector as the first one. Vector is a class. Vector is a class in the list interface. It is a class in list interface. Okay, predefined class in the list interface in the collections framework. So now what vector will do? What is the functionality of the vector? So before going to each and every class, I just want to inform you that. So what are the operations that can be performed by using these interfaces and classes that you must have to learn? You must have to by heart that operations. So what are operations that collections will do? So let me take down the operations. The major operation of each and every collection class and an interface is nothing but creation of the collection, and then we have addition, retrieval, deletion, verification, update. So these are the 6 main operations that we perform in the real-time basis and also the transaction. So basically we will add the verification and creation, or not creation, addition in the CRUD operations. CRUD operations. So what are CRUD operations? C R U D. So in CRUD operations, we include addition and verification along with the operations. So in the real-time basis, so if they ask a question about, can you explain me what about CRUD operations? It is not CRUD, it is CRUD operations. So when coming to this CRUD operation, creation, retrieval, update and delete. So if you want to remember that one with the CRUD also, just remember like that. But while you are answering the question, you have to remember it as a CRUD, not CRUD. CRUD, creation, update, retrieval and delete. CRUD. Okay, so along with that we are adding addition and verification in the operations of collections using this n number of classes and n number of interfaces. Okay, so these are the major operations that we need to perform in your practice session, or else whatever the thing that you're going to do in the market. Yes, of course you need to think about these operations while you are using the collections and adding a number of elements like what is that, employee ID or employee password or employee bank account or employee UAN number. Yes, of course this all has been added using these CRUD operations in the collection framework. So I will tell you the basic example. So you are logging into the Surge portal, right? So there are n number of users. You are the, I don't know which batch you are, but there are so many batches before you. They can come and log into that Surge portal using their credentials. How is that possible? Now there are n number of elements that are stored in that Surge portal database. Using collections framework, they will add n number of user IDs and passwords. And using the retrieve method What is meant by retrieval? Retrieval is nothing but getting the things. Get method. Retrieval is nothing but the get method where you can get the things that you need based on your requirement. Based on your requirement, so what element that you want, it will give if it exists in that data. If it was existed in that data. Understood? So now let us go to the vector. So before going into the vector, so let me take down one real-time example. So assume that in Bengaluru, so I was running on PG. Okay, so in that PG there are only 10 beds, 10 people can stay, so I'm running a small business. So in that 10 friends, so one person came to me and said that, sir, 3 of my friends so want to join your PG. So now I will think about my business. So if I include expand, so at that time I will expand 10 beds to 20 beds, taking another PG for rent or lease. I will expand this 10 to 20 beds or 10 beds to 20 beds. Then what happened? Only 13 beds are being filled. Now I need to market my PG in the social media or in Instagram using a number of influencers, and need to fill that 7 beds. So now let us think these beds as an elements. Okay, so when coming to this concept of vector, so if you have initialized in vector object using the syntax of the collections and using the list interface at that time, so the default capacity of that vector is 10. The default capacity of that vector is 10. Yes, of course you can add 11th element, then the capacity of the vector will be changed to 20. Yes, of course you can add 21 element, the capacity of the vector will be changed to 40. Double the value, the vector storing capacity is being increased by the double itself. If I have 100 beds, 101 person came inside my PG, then I will increase to 200 beds. So in the back end, when you have initialized the vector concept, you need to learn. So why we don't prefer vector in before of array list. So I will explain the things. So now I will take down the difference between the array list and vector. So vector capacity is 10. The default capacity was 10, right? But when coming to this array list, the default capacity is 0. Without customers, I'm not starting the business. So if I have customers saying that, so trust me sir, so we are 10 people come to your PG if you start PG business. So now until and unless I got the trust, I don't start the business. So if I start the business, I will get the loss. I need to pay the rent for the PG owner. Right? The default capacity of the array list is 0. But if one person came and joined, the capacity of the array list will be 10. Okay. At that time, if 11th person came and asked for the bed, then I will increase the capacity to 15 beds. Half of its value. Vector double of the value 10, 20, 40. But when coming to the array list, 10, 15, 22, 33 of, what is the 33 of it? I think so it was 15, 16, I think so 16. So it will increase 16, so 33 plus 16, it will take up 39 and 49 capacity. Then if I want to increase to 50, then the capacity of the array list will convert into half of its value, 49 of 24. So here it will take the round figure of the lowest value, not the highest value. So if we have 99, we will say the round figure 100. But in Java point of view, when coming to the storage capacity, if it was 99, it will take 98. Round figure. So I'm not talking about the complete round figures. We need to take the round figure of what is the 95, I think so, in the mathematics. But here in the Java point of view, it will decrease the. So we can't make the 49 into half. 49 divided by 2. So what will be the value? So 49 divided by 2 will be 24.6. 24.6, I guess. Not sure about things. 1 second. No, 24.5. 24.5. So the round figure of 24.5 is 25. But here we are taking 24 as the round figure. So that's the reason. So when I added 11th person in the array list, I have taken 5. 15 is my capacity now. So 15 off, it was 7.5. But I am adding only 7 elements. 22 is the next capacity if there is a 16 person in my thing. So likewise, so when coming to this vector and array list, so both principles are same, but the capacity of storing the elements is different. So most of the scenarios, they don't want to waste the bits, they don't want to waste the capacity. At that time, they will prefer the array list as the storing capacity of the elements in the collections framework when compared to vector. But you must be aware of how vector works and also how array list works. These both are classes which implements the list interface. So now let us take down the what is that syntax of how we are taking down the things. So the syntax of initializing the variable under vector. Okay, so I'm taking the brackets, integer, okay, v is equal to new vector. So don't get confused on the things. So when coming to this thing, here in this syntax, so the vector, the first one which I have taken down in this line, vector is the class. So there, instead of vector also you can take down the list interface. List interface. So why I am down like that? Nothing but vector class will implement list, and it was a predefined functionality of the Java program in the collections framework. So that's the reason. Instead of vector, I will take down the list. No worries. There is no error in the program. You can take like that. Okay. So better I ask you to do same syntax. List. Try to take the interface in the starting syntax. That will be easier for you. So take Q, then take Q interface first. You take set. Take the set interface first. So then, what is this thing? We are not sure about this line. Oh, we are not sure about this one. It is called as generics. Remember this one. So what is generics? So nothing but let us take a real-time example again. So in the real-time project, so one of my colleague, so who has 12 years of experience, has taken the list interface and he utilized the v variable and he added n number of values, names. Okay, he added a number of names. Now me, I don't know, he was absent there on the day. I don't know whether this v is a variable just add or listing variables. Now with the help of this v, I am using the add method and I am adding the integer. I'm not what is that sure what is the element or what kind of data that was given using the v variable. So v is a variable here. So instead of v, yes, of course you can keep Karthik, so whatever the thing that you want. But to make things easier, simply, so the reason I was taken v or v1 is fine. So whatever the thing that you want, you can take it. It was a variable name. So now with the help of these generics, now I can identify that only the integer values are being allocated or being stored in the v1 variable. So how I came to know that? Here the developer uses the generics and clearly mentioned that here I am passing the integer value. So likewise, yes, suppose you can copy this one and you can paste the same over here. So if you want strings, so you can simply remove this one, string v2. So now I have created, so I was making this comment. So now I have created v1 and v2 variables. So v1 is for integers, int value, numeric value, and v2 is for string. So how you come to know that? Because I have used the generics and the syntax, the help of the generics. So now I can know that. So in this v1, I can only store the integers, and in the v2, I can only store the strings. That will be happen like that. And you all guys are aware of this v2, v1, v. These are variables, and you all are aware of is equal to. And then new is operator to create a new object. You always are aware of. And vector. So this is the class name. And no generics being passed. No need to pass. So if you want to pass, yes, of course you can pass here. String. If you want to pass, yes, of course you can pass. But no need to that. Why? Because you already mentioned the strings here in the starting. If you want, yes, of course you can pass. But I recommend don't pass the generics again after the is equal to. No need. The same syntax is applicable for array list as well. The same syntax is applicable for each and every interface. One second. Yeah. Done. That's it. Oh, sorry, I need to change the variable name because the same variable name won't exist. Okay. So now, yes, of course, Karthik, you are using a number of interfaces. You are using list interface and you are using array list predefined class and predefined in list as well. So now what we need to do? If you have an error, what is the error? You need to import import a package. So where this all will be existed. Where this all will be existed. So what is the package names? So when coming to this vector, we have import java dot util dot vector. Same, you can copy the same things for each and every class, for each and every interface. This is the import statement, but at the end, so here we will change to array list, and we have the list interface, right? So list, and then we have set. So suppose you can give the set over here, saying that set. If you have map q, suppose you can give like this q. So instead of giving n number of import statements, simply you can import each and every interface and each and every class using one import statement. So in that import statement, so you can directly use star symbol, and it will include each and every predefined interface and each and every predefined class in it. So no need to by heart n number of methods, as you all are aware of strings. So if you initialize this variable, if you use line, so then if you use b3 dot, there will be one dialog box which was open in your Visual Studio Code. You always are aware of. In the Visual Studio Code, there will be one dialog box. If you click on dot, there will be one dialog box open. So in the strings, you have gone through 2 uppercase, 2 lowercase, trim, remove. So likewise, you will find n number of methods. So now let me explain about a few methods that you need to practice. So when coming to this vector thing, so I just discuss about this vector first. So add dot add is a method to add the elements. Okay. So then let's take down dot retrieve. If you are not able to find this dot retrieve, then go to dot get. The functionality of the both methods are same: to get the element, to fetch the details, and check whether it was included or not. If it is included, then it will get the value. Now dot delete. Then dot remove. So I think you always aware of these methods, so no need explanation of this all methods. Then dot contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 operations have been done. So here we have created a custom class. So done. 6 operations done. CRUD operations. Creation of the class, creation of variable was been done. Creation of the list is been done. So now what is R? Retrieve. But it was done here. Then what is U? Update. 1 second. I think I not updated. I'm not updated the things. What? Set is a method in the vector. Set. So nothing but if your friends are going to move. Okay. So if you have 500 rupees, one of your friends says that set amount, no? Set the amount to the rupees, and we can peacefully go at the move and we can come. Set amount. Or else in Telugu we will say that set the amount like that. Or we will call it as yes, of course you can take a number of examples, but setting, arranging or updating. The value of 500 rupees to 1000 rupees is been updated. So that's the reason we will use dot set. Update was done. So now delete. Yes, of course you can delete or dot remove. So the functionalities of the both methods are the same. Functionality of the both methods are same. So this is the thing. So when coming to this array list, the same methods, no special methods have been included in that array list. The same thing. And one thing I just want to inform you that, so whenever you are writing the code, so you must have to include this initialization of the collections framework in the main method itself. So it was a good practice to do the things like that. Okay. In a class, now you open main method. So try to take down the things in the main method, initialize this and that, and perform the number of CRUD operations there. Okay. So that's all about the collections thing, and that's all about the vector and the array list. So now you are aware of why we are using array list instead of vector, because the storing capacity and the increasing capacity of the array list is off of its value 10, and it will increase to 15, from 15 to 22, from 22 to 33, off of its value. But when come to this vector, 10, 20, 40, 80, 160, 320, 640, like that. You must have to understand the things. So why we prefer this thing. Okay, you must have to go to that. So that's all.